So the point in time count is often referred to as the PIT count, P-I-T for point in time, and it is a count that is mandated by HUD. So that's the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and they ask counties across the nation every year, the end of January, to collect data about local homelessness. There's two parts to the count, where we count the sheltered homelessness, so those are folks staying in shelters and emergency housing, and we also count the unsheltered folks. HUD requires that the sheltered portion of the count be conducted every year. So in 2024, in Marion and Polk counties, we did conduct the sheltered count. The unsheltered count is required in odd numbered years. In the point in time count, we go out and have conversations with people who are experiencing unsheltered homelessness. There's a survey, and a lot of the questions are mandated by HUD, because every county across the nation is doing this in a similar timeline, and they're going to roll the data up by state and across the whole nation. So we need to have a similar survey tool so that they can slice and dice the data because the questions were asked similarly. A good portion of the questions are demographic. So when you see data about homelessness, usually that's based on the point in time count, and you'll read, this number of people were experiencing homelessness on a given night in January. That's from the point in time count. And a lot of times they'll split that by demographics. So this percent were this gender or this race. I've seen a lot of articles lately about the growing homelessness among the 50+ demographic. And so, of course, we're asking gender and race and age so that we're able to slice the data and look at those trends. We also ask questions around the length of time that somebody's experienced homelessness. We ask questions about where they slept on the night of our count, so we can know if they were in a park, on the street, in a car, because having that information helps us locally to make decisions about how to support people. There are also questions about situations people might be in, mental illness, surviving domestic violence. So the survey itself is pretty thorough. I'm a data nerd. I think it's really important to have data that can guide our decisions and inform those decisions. And so why it's so important to keep doing this is because we need current and local information about the realities of homelessness here in our counties so that we can make decisions that will help people. So HUD requires that all counties do the count in the last 10 days of January. We can choose one night, that's the night of our count, and here in Marion and Polk counties, the night of our count in 2025 is Wednesday, January 22nd. We'll collect data starting the 23rd for a whole week through January 29th. So in that week, there'll be teams of outreach folks who might go out, Thursday the 23rd in the morning, and we'll say to people like, hey, where did you sleep last night? And maybe there's a food bank that's meeting on Saturday morning. And as folks come in, we might have folks who would be able to do the interview. But we will also ask, even on Saturday, where did you sleep on Wednesday night, the 22nd? So throughout that week, we'll be collecting information about a single night in January. For us, it's January 22nd. It is a massive collaboration. To conduct a count like this, we need help from all places. We have some amazing organizations here locally that do so much work, and we've got their outreach teams and their case managers who are coming, and they are engaged, and so grateful to them for their help. Some of those folks will go out and do interviews. Some of our local service providers are also hosting events. So they'll have a resource fair, they'll have a meal where folks experiencing unsheltered homelessness are welcome to come in, and we'll have people there ready to have that conversation and conduct the survey. But it's not just the service providers that can pull this off. It's going to take more people, and so we're welcoming community volunteers who are willing to come. We're running training sessions on Zoom. You can sign up and say, hey, I can help on this day in this way, and we'll match you with an opportunity. So if you're like, I want to go out and walk in the streets with a partner who's more experienced with that, we'll train you and help you do that. If you say, hey, I want to volunteer at an event where maybe there's a meal going on and I could help with that meal while others are doing the survey, or I could be at that event and help have the conversations and do the survey. There's lots of opportunities, and anyone is welcome. So the Homeless Alliance is coordinating the count, and on their website, there's a page that has all kinds of information about the point in time count. There's information about the training, about the events, about how you can make donations, and also where to sign up. So if you go to the website, you can click on the link to sign up in the volunteer portal, and there's questions about what day might be good for you, where you might want to go, and then we'll match you with the event and tell you, hey, show up on this day, this time, this place. But the first step is to sign up. There's also lots of opportunities to help by making donations. So as we're reaching out to folks experiencing unsheltered homelessness, we want to be able to offer them, here's some items. You could choose a flashlight, an emergency blanket, a pair of gloves, a granola bar, so that folks who are going out have some supplies to share, to bring a little warmth. And, this time of year, it's cold out there. And so if folks are willing to donate, we have an Amazon wish list. You can take things to United Way. But at the website, you're also able to see what the requests are and how you could donate. And we would be really grateful for any donations that come in of supplies we can take out to our neighbors experiencing homelessness. So I think that the point in time count can benefit the community in a lot of ways. First and foremost, I hope that we get meaningful data, because understanding the realities, understanding the scope, understanding the demographics of the people who are here, that are our neighbors, that are facing unsheltered homelessness, to have information about those realities helps us know how to be helpful and what to prioritize.